Welcome to Ancient Echoes, where we delve into the mysterious and fascinating pages of human history. The river of time has swept away countless glorious civilizations, leaving behind numerous unanswered questions. Did the Tower of Babel truly reach the heavens? Where was the Colossus of Rhodes actually located? Or could humans really perform skull-drilling surgeries 5,000 years ago? Join us as we uncover captivating historical mysteries, from the Trojan War to the secrets of Qin Shi Huang, the treasures of King Solomon, and the burial artifacts in Empress Dowager Cixi's tomb. Each video is a journey bringing you closer to the truth behind legends and myths. Don't miss out on any videos. Subscribe to our channel and explore the historical mysteries that have yet to be revealed. Ancient Echoes, where history is no longer just dry words, but vivid and enigmatic stories waiting to be discovered. The decline of an ancient Indian city, an unsolved mystery. Around 5,000 years ago, while much of the world remained in a primitive state, a bustling city emerged in the Indus River Valley. This city was not only an economic and cultural hub but also a symbol of remarkable progress during ancient times. However, after centuries of flourishing, the city suddenly vanished mysteriously, leaving behind ruins that stand as a shadow of its glorious past. This city was Mohenjo-daro, one of the largest cities of the ancient Indus Valley civilization. The Golden Age of Mohenjo-daro. Around 2500 BC, Mohenjo-daro was one of the most advanced cities of its time. The city was meticulously planned, with straight streets, sophisticated drainage systems, and houses built with durable baked bricks. The inhabitants were not only skilled architects but also talented artisans. They created intricate sculptures, jewelry made of gold and carnelian, and finely crafted bronze tools. Notably, Mohenjo-daro also had large workshops dedicated to pottery and bronze casting, showcasing the high level of technical expertise of its people. The city was not just a commercial center but also a cultural melting pot, where new ideas and technologies were exchanged and developed. The mysterious decline. However, by around 1900 BC, Mohenjo-daro was abruptly abandoned. The entire Indus Valley civilization gradually declined, leaving behind significant questions for future generations. What happened to this magnificent city? Archaeologists and historians have proposed various theories, but to this day, no definitive answer has been found. Controversial theories. 1. Climate change, the silent destroyer? The most widely accepted theory is climate change. Scientists believe that shifts in monsoon patterns and rainfall led to agricultural decline. Prolonged droughts and unpredictable floods made life difficult for the inhabitants. Food supplies dwindled, and eventually, the city was abandoned. Controversy. However, climate change is typically a slow process, while Mohenjo-daro seems to have been abandoned suddenly. Could climate alone be the sole cause? Some researchers suggest that climate change may have combined with other factors, such as economic decline or social conflict, to lead to the city's collapse. 2. Invasion by Indo-Iranians, a mysterious war? Another theory posits that Mohenjo-daro was destroyed by an invasion of Indo-Iranians from the north. Archaeologists have discovered scattered human skeletons in unusual positions, as if the individuals were fleeing or awaiting death. Some skeletons were found holding hands, as if trying to protect one another in their final moments. Controversy. However, these skeletons show no signs of battle injuries. Moreover, The timeline of the Indo-Iranian migration into the Indian subcontinent remains unclear. Could this be evidence of an invasion, or was it another tragedy, such as an epidemic or natural disaster? 3. Ancient nuclear explosion, science fiction or reality? A shocking theory proposed by British researcher David Davenport suggests that Mohenjo-daro might have been destroyed by an ancient nuclear explosion. He points to objects in the city that were melted and crystallized at extremely high temperatures, as well as unusually high levels of radiation in the skeletons found. Davenport also links his theory to stories in the Indian epic Mahabharata, which mentions weapons of immense destructive power, resembling atomic bombs. Controversy. This theory sounds like science fiction. Mainstream scientists dismiss the claims of radiation, and the melting phenomena could be explained by natural processes or human activities. Is this an ancient technological mystery, or just an overreaching speculation? 4. Internal conflict, collapse from within? Some believe that Mohenjo-daro declined due to internal conflict or the breakdown of its governance system. Failed reforms or social divisions may have led to chaos and the eventual abandonment of the city. Some argue that social inequality or power struggles among different groups could have sparked conflict. Controversy. However, there is no clear evidence of large-scale civil wars or conflicts. Could this have been the primary cause, or was it merely a contributing factor? 5. Epidemic or natural disaster, nature's wrath? A less discussed but equally intriguing theory is the possibility that Mohenjo-daro was ravaged by a major epidemic, or a natural disaster such as an earthquake or tsunami. The strangely positioned skeletons could be evidence of a sudden catastrophe. Controversy. However, there is no geological evidence to suggest that the region experienced a major natural disaster. Is this a plausible explanation? Conclusion. The mystery remains unsolved. To this day, the decline of Mohenjo-daro remains a significant unanswered question. Each theory has its merits and limitations, making the story of this ancient city endlessly fascinating and highly controversial. Was it the result of climate change, a mysterious invasion, or even an ancient technological catastrophe? Perhaps we will never know the full truth, but it is these mysteries that make Mohenjo-daro one of the most captivating sites in human history. What do you think is the most plausible theory? Share your thoughts and join us in exploring more unsolved historical mysteries. Discovering the secrets of King Minos' palace. The island of Crete, the largest in the Aegean Sea, is not only a beautiful and prosperous land but also home to many fascinating myths and legends. According to legend, this is where Zeus, the supreme god of the deities, was born and where his love with Princess Europa of Phoenicia blossomed. Together they gave birth to the first rulers of Crete, including King Minos. Crete is also the site of the legendary labyrinth of Minos, which holds the story of the Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. The myth of King Minos and the Minotaur. King Minos built a mighty kingdom on the island of Crete. One day, Poseidon, the god of the sea, gifted Minos a magnificent and powerful bull, under the condition that he would sacrifice it in honor of the god. However, Minos kept the bull and sacrificed another, angering Poseidon. As punishment, the god caused Minos' wife, Queen Pasiphae, to fall in love with the bull. The result of this strange affair was the birth of the Minotaur, a monster with the head of a bull and the body of a man. To hide the shameful event, Minos ordered the brilliant architect Daedalus to construct a labyrinth to imprison the beast. Later, when Minos' son, Androgeus, was killed in Athens, the king waged war against the city and forced it to send 7 young men and 7 young women every 9 years as a tribute to be devoured by the Minotaur. 27 years later, Prince Theseus of Athens set out for Crete to slay the monster. Before departing, he promised his father, King Aegeus, that if he succeeded, he would hoist white sails on his return. Upon arriving in Crete, Theseus was aided by Princess Ariadne, Minos' daughter, who gave him a magical sword and a ball of thread. Theseus used the thread to mark his path in the labyrinth, killed the Minotaur, and followed the thread back out. He then fled Crete with Ariadne. However, after receiving a divine vision that Ariadne was destined to marry Dionysus, the god of wine, Theseus abandoned her on the island of Naxos. On his journey home, overwhelmed with sorrow, Theseus forgot to change his ship's sails to white. Seeing the black sails, King Aegeus believed his son had perished, and, in despair, threw himself into the sea, giving rise to the name Aegean Sea. From myth to reality. As intriguing as these stories are, they remain myths. But did King Minos and the Minotaur's labyrinth actually exist? German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann, famous for unearthing the ruins of Troy and Mycenae, had intended to uncover the mysteries of Crete but passed away before he could do so. Years later, British archaeologist Arthur Evans continued Schliemann's quest and discovered the Palace of Knossos in 1900. The Palace of Knossos is a massive structure spanning approximately 16,000 square meters with over 1,300 rooms. It was built around a large central courtyard, with the western section dedicated to religious activities and the eastern part serving as royal living quarters. This complex functioned like a miniature city, featuring streets, food storage areas, workshops, and communal living spaces. Its intricate corridors and winding passages strongly resemble the legendary labyrinth. The mystery of the Minotaur. Did the Minotaur truly exist? Archaeologists have uncovered murals in the Palace of Knossos depicting bull leaping, a ritual possibly linked to the Minotaur legend. Additionally, mass graves containing children's skeletons with cut marks suggest human sacrifices, which might have inspired the tale of Athens sending tributes to Crete. The fall of the Minoan civilization. The Minoan civilization flourished from around 2700 to 1450 BC before suddenly collapsing. The cause of its downfall remains a great mystery. Several theories have been proposed. Natural disaster. Around 1600 BC, the volcano on the island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, about 110 kilometers from Crete, erupted violently, causing earthquakes and tsunamis that devastated Crete. However, this event does not align with the civilization's decline around 1450 BC. Invasion by the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans, an ancient Greek civilization, may have invaded Crete and destroyed the Minoan culture. Archaeological evidence suggests widespread violence and destruction around 1420 BC. Climate change and economic decline. Environmental shifts could have led to poor harvests and economic collapse, weakening the Minoans beyond recovery. Conclusion: the mystery remains. To this day, the fall of the Minoan civilization remains an unsolved mystery. Each hypothesis has its evidence and limitations, making the story of Crete and the palace of Knossos an endlessly fascinating and debated topic. Was it a natural disaster, a Mycenaean invasion, or something else entirely? We may never know the full truth, but these mysteries have cemented the legend of King Minos and the Minotaur's labyrinth as an unforgettable part of human history. Which theory do you find most plausible? Share your thoughts and join us in uncovering more unsolved mysteries of history. The Sphinx, a thousand-year mystery shrouded in mist. In Egypt, alongside the magnificent pyramids, the Sphinx stands as one of the most legendary and enigmatic symbols. Among all the Sphinx statues, the most famous is the Great Sphinx of Giza, a colossal monument that towers over the desert, standing as a steadfast guardian of the secrets of time. The Great Sphinx of Giza, a masterpiece of art and engineering. The Great Sphinx of Giza was carved from a single limestone block, standing 20 meters high, 73 meters long, and with a tail width of up to 19 meters. The statue takes the form of a creature with a human head and a lion's body, crowned with the pharaoh's headdress adorned with a cobra, an emblem of power and protection. The Sphinx's eyes gaze intently eastward, towards the rising sun, as if guarding a sacred secret. Its lips curve into a mysterious smile, both solemn and challenging. For thousands of years, the Sphinx has witnessed the rise and fall of history, from the glory of the pharaohs to the invasions of foreign empires. Though time and nature have eroded parts of the statue, it remains an indestructible symbol of ancient Egypt. The Sphinx in Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx was a ferocious monster that haunted the city of Thebes. It challenged passers-by with a riddle. What creature walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Those who failed to answer were torn apart by the Sphinx. One day, a young man named Oedipus solved the riddle, answering, "It is man. As an infant, he crawls on all 4s. As an adult, he walks on 2 legs. And in old age, he uses a cane as a 3rd leg." Defeated, the Sphinx threw itself off a cliff to its death. Though merely a myth, this tale adds to the enigma and allure of the Sphinx. The mystery of the Sphinx's origins. Who built the Great Sphinx of Giza? What was its purpose? These questions remain hotly debated among archaeologists and historians. 1. The traditional theory, Pharaoh Khafre. The most widely accepted theory is that the Sphinx was built around 2500 BC during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, who also constructed the second largest pyramid at Giza. Many believe the Sphinx's face was sculpted in Khafre's likeness, and the statue served as a guardian for his tomb. However, no ancient records directly link Khafre to the Sphinx, leaving this theory open to doubt. 2. Alternative theories, Pharaoh Khufu or Djedefre. Some scholars propose that the Sphinx may have been built by Pharaoh Khufu, Khafre's father, or Pharaoh Djedefre, Khafre's half-brother. However, there is little concrete evidence to support these claims. 3. The controversial ancient origins hypothesis. Geologist Robert M. Schoch proposed a groundbreaking theory. The Sphinx may be far older than previously believed. He pointed to weathering patterns on the Sphinx's enclosure walls, suggesting they were caused by heavy rainfall. Since Egypt's last significant period of heavy rain ended around the 4th or early 3rd millennium BC, SHROUDED estimated that the Sphinx could date back to the 6th or 5th millennium BC, centuries before Khufu's reign. The debate. This theory has been widely dismissed by mainstream historians and archaeologists. Critics argue that no evidence exists of an advanced civilization predating the pharaohs. Additionally, the Sphinx's architectural style aligns with that of Khufu's time, and it is located within the pyramid complex attributed to him. Unsolved mysteries of the Sphinx. The Sphinx is not just an artistic masterpiece but also an archaeological enigma. Some of its biggest mysteries include: 1. A hidden chamber beneath the Sphinx. Many researchers believe that secret chambers or tunnels lie beneath the Sphinx. Radar scans have detected unusual voids, but excavations have not been conducted due to concerns about damaging the monument. 2. What happened to the Sphinx's nose? One of the most famous mysteries is the missing nose of the Sphinx. Some claim Napoleon's troops destroyed it during their Egyptian campaign, but 18th century sketches show the nose was missing long before Napoleon's time. Another theory suggests that an ancient Islamic leader deliberately destroyed it to prevent idol worship. 3. Was the Sphinx part of an astronomical system? Some researchers believe the Sphinx is linked to celestial events. For instance, during the spring equinox, the sun rises directly in line with the Sphinx, suggesting it may have been used as a timekeeping or astronomical tool. Conclusion: the mystery remains. The Great Sphinx of Giza continues to stand as a silent guardian of ancient secrets. Despite millennia of study, its origins, purpose, and significance remain shrouded in mystery. Will we one day uncover the truth behind this ancient wonder? Or will the Sphinx forever guard its secrets, reminding us of the eternal enigma of ancient Egypt? What theory about the Sphinx do you find most plausible? Share your thoughts and explore more of history's unsolved mysteries. And that was the brief journey we've just taken, exploring ancient civilizations that once thrived but have since faded into oblivion. The mysteries remain, waiting for us to uncover more in future videos. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bells so you won't miss any other fascinating stories from the past. See you again on our next journey of discovery.